Hello. So I did my photo analysis presentation on domestic victimization of women, created by me, Mia. When I'm looking over here, I'm just looking at my notes. So let's get started. So power dynamic and control. Domestic violence is defined as controlling behaviors that one repeatedly uses in order to gain power over their intimate partner. So in this photo, I took a picture of my puppet tied to red strings and my hand taking control of it, as it can apply that women in these relationships have lost autonomy and control over their lives. The strings represent how the perpetrator forces them to move a certain way, such as controlling their actions, thoughts, and decisions. This also can give a sense of how women feel devalued and objectified rather than being seen as a person with rights and values. Emotional and psychological abuse. Women may experience emotional and psychological abuse that involves verbal aggression, manipulation, threats, and intimidation. So in this photo, I took a picture. I got two mirrors and made them face each other. And it creates, with two mirrors, it creates that weird illusion, repetitive illusion. It's like a distorted reality. And that's what perpetrators do to their victims, make a confusing and disorienting environment for women. And because of this, they aim to control and undermine her self-esteem and emotional well-being, creating the narrative that she needs her partner's advice and permission for everything that she does. So this photo was pretty cool to make. Physical abuse. Women may be victimized of physical abuse by their partners that can cause bodily harm, ranging from slaps and punches to more severe forms of violence. Statistics reveal that 1 in 3 women have experienced some form of violence by their intimate partner, being stalking, of course, the various assaults I just said, and sexual assault, abuse in that matter. I took this photo of a garden, to represent how the dangers of being in an abusive relationship. From like a garden from a distance, it could be seen as like beautiful and pretty at first glance, but once you like get closer to it, you start to see the thorns and all the little details. It's deceptive, and it kind of reveals how conceals the pain and suffering for women experiencing in these kinds of relationships. Economic abuse. The perpetrator may have control over financial resources, acting as the sole decision maker. This can limit women's economic independence, as it can create a sense of powerlessness. So when women consider, when women consider leaving their relationship, they may risk losing financial stability and limited resources to fend for themselves or in some cases, their kids. Because of this, it makes them want to remain in the relationship. So going to the next topic, money enforces compliance. And I like this quote that I found from the Understanding the Power and the Control Wheel, is that money is power. It really, money really does a lot. And this can also go another way around, as the woman can be the one making the income, yet the partner will have control over the deposits and debit cards. Yeah, their money gets power. Impact on children. This photo I took of baby birds reminded me how some women have children in the houses where domestic violence occurs. They may witness or experience abuse, thus leading to long-term psychological consequences. These women victimization of women, they may have early exposure to parental domestic violence. which can create like this also like can be implied as the cycle of abuse as one can witness. And from witnessing so much abuse, they may create a unhealthy social development and believe that this is how relationships work, thus creating they may risk experiencing violence in future relationships. And also because of how much they've seen it so many times, it could be really hard for them to leave the relationship. Let's go into my next photo. Trapped in isolation. Domestic victimization of women is complex as the nature of domestic violence has layers of emotional, psychological, and physical abuses. This photo I took of my hallway in the dark. I like the phrase, a maze of darkness, as it describes the difficulty navigating through an abusive relationship where there are dead ends and obstacles that can make a woman feel trapped. The darkness represents the isolation associated with domestic violence, where abusers may isolate victims from their support systems, making it more challenging to leave the relationship. With this, like I wanted to show how these kinds of relationships can be very unpredictable, and how she would have to, whenever the relationship dynamic changes, she would have to like adjust to it. Thus, she has to go through more challenges and go through setbacks a lot. So I love the phrase, a maze of darkness. My next point is intersectionality. Intersectionality can influence the extent of abuse and available resources for women. When I was going through Joann's, the fabric section, I was just looking at all the different kinds of patterns and like all the different kinds of patterns and colors. It just reminded me how women, we all have like different identities, different factors of our identities, such as race, ethnicity, class, or sexual orientation. And we also have different experiences when it comes to domestic violence. These experiences can be from a lack of resources, as some supportive systems, not supportive systems, some supportive services, may not be available to others because of their language that they speak, or in some other cases where women in same-sex relationships, they may be misunderstood and face discrimination when seeking help. Furthermore, they may be judged from seeking help because talking about abuse may be forbidden in some cultures, resulting in women feeling shame and such. Holding onto a rope. I like this. This rope represents the emotional ties, financial dependencies, and family expectations that keep her connected to the abuser. Over time, with the right resources and positive support systems, the victim, she may gradually release her grip from the rope, and thus representing the process of gaining independence, seeking help, and moving towards a life away from her abuser. So, yeah, these are my references. Thank you for watching.